Let's look at our first example involving inverse functions. So let's say my function f of x equals 1/4 x cubed plus x minus 1. And I want to know what is the value of f inverse of x when x equals 3. So f inverse of 3 is what I'm asked to find. And I don't know what it's equal to, but it's going to be equal to something. So let's just call it x, where, because this is an inverse function, I know if I swap the inputs and outputs, I can switch back to my f function where f of x is equal to 3. So you need to look at your function now and see which input gives me 3 out. Well, if you plug in 2 into this function, f of 2 will output 3. So f inverse of 3 is going to be 2. Okay, so now what I want to know, part B to this question. Here's my answer to part A. Part B is asking me, what is the value of f inverse prime of x when x equals 3? So here I'm asked for the derivative of the inverse function. So we have our formula from the last video. The formula says this is 1 over f prime, f inverse of x. But now I want to plug in, they told me x equals 3. So let's plug that in here into our formula. F inverse prime of 3, 1 over f prime, f inverse of 3. Now in part A, we found out that f inverse of 3, that was 2. 1 over f prime of 2. So now I need to look back to my f function, and I need to find the derivative of that. So maybe off here to the side, let's remind ourselves what was our function f of x. It was 1/4 x cubed plus x minus 1. What's the derivative going to be? It'll be 3/4 x squared plus 1. And then we want to plug in 2 into this derivative here. If I plug in 2, you'll get 3 plus 1, or 4. So I'm going to get 1 over 4 for the derivative of the inverse function when x equals 3. So here's my solution right there. 1/4 would be my answer.